All right, welcome back for episode 6 of Secrets Revealed Bodybuilding Podcast with Sean Hypes and Ryan Palmberg. So it's been 2 weeks, man. I think 2 weeks since we've last recorded, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
2 weeks.
I had coronavirus for, I guess, obviously. So what I didn't realize is everyone's caught up on the 14-day quarantine thing. That's if you were in contact with someone. Once you have symptoms and you're tested, it's only 10 days quarantine. Um, if your symptoms are gone, obviously. So once I found out I was quarantined, I backtracked my date and I was like, all right, I was sick. I started having symptoms here. So then 10 days after I was no longer quarantined, which would have been this past Thursday, I would have been free. And then Summer just like played safe. I was like, hey, you should get tested. So she got tested Wednesday and then found out Friday she was sick with it. So now we're quarantined for another 10 plus more days. So all in all, it's going to be like almost a whole month just stuck in the house. Fortunately, I have all the gym stuff here. So I've been able to train, but yeah, it's just getting a little cooped up, a little cabin fever, I guess.
Yeah. I know my uncle in New Jersey, he he tested positive. He got sick
Mhm.
and no one in his family, his two daughters and wife didn't catch it. And he didn't go back to work for 5 weeks. They wouldn't let him come back because he felt fine, but he kept testing positive. He went every 3 days.
Yeah. So
He just
that's what they're saying is that once you have it, you can continue to test positive for like up to 3 months afterwards, but you're no longer
okay.
contagious. They said so. Like after 10 days, you're no longer contagious anymore if you don't have the normal symptoms. So that's where I am. But now we're just waiting until I think March 1st or the day before, so like February 28th, should be cleared off. Her symptoms are slowly clearing up, but she's still. It wasn't it wasn't that bad because I think I was texting you. I think I was texting you saying like I had a couple like shitty workouts. It's like I didn't
Yeah.
really, dude. The symptoms to begin with were so mild that I didn't know I even had it. I thought it was just like a little head cold because it was just minor like sniffles, and then I had some. I guess the biggest indicator, which I don't really know was an indicator at all, was like my skin was like super sensitive on my back. So like the back of my shoulders and my whole like upper back, like anytime I'd wear a shirt, my skin just like felt like it was on fire almost. You know what I mean? It was just super
Hmm.
extremely sensitive. So that was kind of weird. And other than that, I wasn't, I had a little bit of a headache, but nothing bad at all. So I was perfectly fine. And then I had a really bad leg workout where like just everything, all my joints really hurt. Like my knees killed me, just like my shoulders to put back on the bar were hurting. Just it just my muscles ached. Like everything was just like really achy through the workout. I was like, this fucking sucks. I thought it was just a bad day. And then trained chest the next day and everything, my whole like line, my whole arm, like the whole elbow joint, the muscles around it, my shoulders, just everything again, just ached like crazy and hurt the whole workout. Um, and then Monday night we were into town and she got little air fresheners, those little like ones you slide in the air vent.
Yeah.
She put some of those in my car and I was like, oh cool. I was like, pick up and smell it. And I was like, can you smell? I was like, can you smell this? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh shit. So then it kind of clicked. I picked up the bottle of I got to have a bottle of hand sanitizer. I smelled that. And I was like, can you smell this? And she's like, yes. I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure I got COVID then. So after that, it was,
Corona.
once I kind of became aware that I had it, I noticed like a little bit more like I guess the symptoms, but mainly just it was a big headache for the most of the time, body aches, and then like minor sniffles and stuff. But that kind of cleared up pretty quick. Mainly just the headaches for me. She's dealing with some body aches, the skin sensitivity still, but she's got a little bit worse of a cough and nasal drip and stuff. So uh, ride it out. Hopefully she heals up fast. But she took Friday off training, which is just arm day, but she was able to train legs today and kill it with me. So
Yeah, it seems like everybody's symptoms are very different. Like my uncle, when he had it, he just had a fever and a cough. Body was
mhm.
fine. Everything else was normal.
Yeah.
Uh, buddy of mine's daughter got it, and this is a weird story. Like she had it for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
No joke. Like it was like I think it was a Friday or Saturday, and they ordered pizza for lunch. She ate some of the pizza, could taste it, no issues. Went laid down, woke up, went for a slice of pizza, couldn't taste it, no taste, couldn't smell nothing. Checked her
Mhm.
fever. She had a fever. She ended up with diarrhea. The next morning they went, got her tested. She tested positive. Later that night, everything was fine. She could smell, fever was gone, could taste, diarrhea was gone, no body aches, no nothing. She got tested 2 days later, negative.
That's weird.
Yeah. And
That's
she had the Rona for 24 hours.
yeah, that's really weird. The worst thing about it's like going back to like my son. The worst part about it is aside from like the body aches and shit is the sense of smell. Like losing your sense of smell, it's weird because like I didn't realize I didn't have a sense like I lost my sense of smell because if you think about it, it just everything smelled like air. You know what I mean? It's like you don't smell things, so you don't if you don't smell it, you don't think about it until you purposely want to smell something. But the the only time where it gets weird is like you don't know if you smell. so like so for instance, if you're sitting on the couch with your girl and you need to fart, like sometimes like you'll let a little bit out to like test the air a little bit. So he's like, is it safe to let this go? and you're like, okay, it's good. And you release. so like for now, like I don't have that and you'll forget it. So like I'll let a little bit out and then forgetting I can't smell it. And then I get yelled at for it, obviously. Or like the whole like even your armpit thing, like you do like the smell check. You think you're good because you don't smell it, but she
And you're not.
she got me one day. She's like, "Yeah, you fucking." But we're sitting in the car. She's like, "What is that smell?" so that's probably the worst part about it. you
So
don't know.
that's the new Rona test is just rip ass. And if anyone stares at you and you don't know why, you know you got the Rona.
Yeah, yeah. I guess if whoever smelled the Delta, right? Because that's the case, then I can. Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Unless you lose your hearing with COVID too.
if only like my other senses heightened right now, like I had X-ray vision, then it'd be cool. But
But now, so have you been
what
back in the
else?
gym since you've been cleared?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Have you been back in the gym since you've been cleared to, do everything?
Oh, yeah, no, I've been training the whole time. I've been because I have everything here. I have everything here right now. So I've been training the
Yeah.
entire time. I only took one day off and I made it up the next day. So like after that bad workout I had in chest, Tuesdays usually I train back. And so I ended up taking Tuesday off, then I ended up training back on Wednesday. I felt after that point, like Sunday and Monday, I felt horrible. That Tuesday I took off, then Wednesday I felt fantastic again in the gym. Strength is back, pumps are back, joints felt great, and ever since then it's been great. So yeah, I only had to take one day off, which is nice. Yeah,
That's
dude, I'm
good.
super 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 fortunate that we have stuff here because if I didn't have the stuff that I have here, I would be miserable locked up for 20 plus days. That'd be rough. But
Let's say anytime we're down for even one day, it's just the end of the world.
yeah, yeah,
That's what it feels like for me because I always just have so much on my plate that I want to do. If I'm
hmm
down for one day, it's like end of the world to me.
yeah. Well, I mean, we're fortunately pretty self-sufficient here. Like I said, I got work here, which is fine. So I only missed 2 days of work just because the headaches I called out. So I just said, hey, I've got COVID. I'm just going to take a couple days to rest up. But now I was back to work quickly. Nothing else, dude. Nothing else changed, man. I got everything here. The only thing that sucked was the groceries, but she didn't have it. Yeah, we didn't know. I didn't know I had it, so we went grocery up the day before. So yeah, it's all good. Now I gotta figure out how to get some groceries tomorrow. But we'll
You
see.
guys don't have the delivery thing up there, the delivery service up there.
Yeah, isn't it expensive though? Like Peapod, you mean like something like that?
Hell, if I don't use it, I just know people use it.
Yeah, no, I'm not paying for that shit. That's expensive.
See, I'm too lazy to use the delivery service. I just go to the fucking store.
Well, then then you gotta go on. You gotta go online and figure out how to use this system, and then I'm gonna forget something. Obviously, it's and you
Oh
gotta
yeah,
search up. You gotta search everything up. Probably, I don't know. No,
and they're gonna give you
I'll
the
probably tell my
shittiest meat.
dad.
They're gonna
What's
give you the
that?
shittiest, fattiest meat there is, and you're like, what the fuck is this? That's
Yeah,
my fear. That's why I don't do it because like I want to pick out my steak and my chicken, and I'm
yeah.
like, what the fuck is this all fat?
Well,
And I would just
we go to a meat shop, like a butcher here in town. Um, the price is just, you can't beat the prices compared to the grocery store. Like I think we get 10-pound bags of chicken. And it comes like the skin's still on the breast, you know what I mean? Like so you gotta do all the trimming yourself, but it's like a dollar
Yeah.
a pound, dude. So dollar to seven a pound.
Is that
Super,
bone
super
out
cheap.
now?
What?
Is that bone out?
Yeah, yeah, the bone's out. The bone's out. So it's just like you get the fats on it and the skin, some of the tons of skins on it too. So you just got to trim it yourself.
Still,
Uh, yeah, dude, for a dollar a pound, you can't beat that.
oh,
You can't beat that. Yeah,
man.
cut my grocery bill down by like three quarters for just that alone.
See, that's something, man, that I don't think a lot of people realize that when it comes to bodybuilding, especially for males, you'll spend $250 a week on just your food.
Mhm.
That's not supplements, gym fees, whatever. That's just your solid food.
It's just food, man, and it's terrible because that's why a lot of America's fat because it's so expensive to eat healthy.
And that's the bad part is actually eating healthy is cheaper than eating bad, and it still costs that much.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I mean, I remember going through my last prep. I was going through a 15 dozen eggs a week. I was just buying that big box from Sam's Club.
yeah.
Chicken. I don't even know how much chicken I was eating.
Mhm.
I'm really surprised I haven't shit an egg and grew feathers after that prep. It was nothing but eggs and chicken. That's all I had.
That was for
I
the what year was that prep? 2013?
think 15. What year? 20,
No, because I'm
15,
already
14 or 15.
must have been 14 because I already moved up here by that in 15.
Okay, so yeah, it was 14.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah,
it was 14.
yeah.
Trophy.
So that kind of brings kind of as a little segue into the next thing I was going to just talk about. You already know that I have now completely taken over my own diet and training for the rest of this off season for now. I was with Andrew Barry, who on Instagram is Barry Swole, who I very highly recommend. Terrific coach. I just have some other things I want to take care of this year. I don't plan on competing. So it's been since I think the last time I was that a coach was like 2013, maybe. Because I think you were helping me out in 2014, 2015.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I was with Dave forever. And so if I'm not competing, I spend 175 bucks a month. I was like, I can easily do this myself. And I kind of want to challenge myself too to see what I can do with it. So,
Yeah.
well, while I
And
was sick, what's that?
there's not anything wrong with somebody taking over their own coaching.
No.
I just always advise that you need to have someone that you trust to keep an eye on you, just to make sure you're in the right frame of mind with things. Because, and I tell this especially to females mostly, but men we're just as weak minded when it comes to this. We're our
Yep.
own worst.
Yep.
Until I have veins in every inch of my body, I'm fat. That's just how I see it, and that's how everyone views themselves. If they can pinch skin, they're fat. When
Yeah.
in reality, they're perfect where they need to be. So that's where having someone that knows what they're doing comes in contact with you, and you say, "No, you're on the right track. Keep doing what you're doing."
Yep.
Or just, "Hey, how about lowering your fats a little bit?" You're your own coach. You take it into consideration, figure out where, what, if you need to, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Obviously, so yeah, I'm gonna be using you as my little bit of a second eye here. But no, I got what, dude. Honestly, and so like I love the dude I was working with, but part of me also wanted to, like I said, I haven't done my own stuff now since like 2013. So what is it now? 2021. Holy shit, it's a long time. It's a long time. I didn't even realize that. But I kind of wanted to take some like ownership and pride in myself. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this for so long. I know what I need to do. So I just kind of want to take the reins in my own hand. And another thing too, and I think I've talked about this a little bit. Last year's prep, dude, was super, super brutal on me and her. And we talked about it like a couple months ago when we decided like let's take a step back from it a little bit this year. Let's kind of relax, enjoy life a little more. We don't need to compete this year. Um, and just from how brutal the prep was, as like I started getting to a point where I was almost angry about someone telling me what to eat. You know what I mean? I was like, why do I need to have someone else tell me what I can and can't eat? Like if I want to, I can do whatever I want to do. I have the knowledge.
Yeah,
I know what I need to do with myself, and I just want to have a little bit of more freedom. Even though I'm eating the exact same foods, I just want to have a little freedom for myself to be able to choose what and when and how much to eat. So yeah, so I took over the whole diet, man. When before I took it over, my carbs were really, I had really super high carbs. I think I was over like around 600, 635 carbs, I think, on my training days, and around like 580 or so on my off days. Protein, for me, I thought was pretty low. My meals were 6.5 ounces, and then fats were moderate to low. Um, so when I had COVID, I was eating, I just throttled back on the carbs. I think I brought everything back to like 40 to 45 grams of carbs per meal, just because I was
Yeah.
like, I'm sick. I was like, I'm not recovering optimally. I was like, let me just take a little bit less food in right now, use this time to kind of throttle back. So I lowered my carbs. And then when I came out of that funk, right now my carbs are at 65 grams a meal, 60 and 65 grams a meal. I've got one serving of fat in with 5 of the 6 meals, and I increased my protein to 7.5 ounces per meal for my meat meals. So nothing drastic. Throttle back on the carbs a little bit, increase the protein fats a little bit. All in all, this past Friday, I'm up 2 pounds, like 2.2 pounds from my heaviest previously. So not too
And
cool.
it also gives you an opportunity for you to learn and experiment on yourself on what's best for you.
Yeah.
Um, and saying that, and especially with both of us being coaches, we can give you a plan, do everything, and it works well. And it's perfect. You're losing weight, gaining weight, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But does that mean that that's the best way for you?
Right.
Don't know until you experiment on yourself. I can at least speak for myself that I've learned a lot just from reading, talking to people, just seeing a lot of stuff, whatever it is, and listening. But I've learned the most just experimenting on myself, whether it's food, the workouts, the cardio, the drugs.
Yep.
I've experimented, and that's how I've learned more of myself is how do I respond? It's like I know me personally in an off season, 200 grams of carbs is perfect for me.
Yeah.
I don't get small, I don't get fat. It's like optimal. Like I don't have energy level issues. I'm fine. So
Yeah.
I use that being I'm lower in carbs. I raise my intake on fats and proteins.
Yeah.
So learning these little tidbits about yourself really do help.
Yeah. And so, yeah, to that point, I know I have a really good idea of what I believe works for me. So I worked pretty much on like all aspect or all ranges, right? So I was with Dave where it was super high fat, high protein, very moderate carbs. I was with Phil Viz where it was no fat, moderate to high protein, super high carbs. And I was with Barry who was just, what'd you say?
I said nothing but carbs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was with Barry, who was, low protein, moderate fat, super high carbs. And so I just went, I took the middle road of all of that because what I believe, so for myself, I know I can't stay super lean year round. I don't have that kind of metabolism. It's just, I have probably just the most basic average metabolism there is. So I'm okay with having a little bit of fat on me. I could care less about having abs year round. Um, I know for me to grow, I need to have some fat on me. I also know that I need to have a moderate amount of fats in my diet as well. And I like high protein. I know I don't need a ton of carbs. So I kind of took the middle ground of everything that I've been doing in the past. And I took the approach that I think is going to work best for me. So really it's moderate high protein, moderate high-ish carbs, and moderate high-ish fats. So kind of just the middle road of everything. And we'll
Yeah,
see.
and an probably give you the best balance
Yeah.
because you're everything you need. Plus, you showed me the diet. Your fiber is fine. You're
Yep.
getting what you need, and it's not like right now you're doing an off season prep to get ready for your next show and putting on mass. It's more just you're just seeing what your body's going to develop into. You have other priorities right now.
Yep.
It's literally the perfect thing for you to do, and it gives you time to do those adjustments to learn to yourself. All right, let's lower the protein for the next 2-3 weeks, see what happens.
Yeah,
Just
exactly. So that's another big goal of mine is I don't previously in previous years, and I think I sent you a picture the other day of what I looked like in 2018. Previously, I'm known to get very big in the off season, very heavy.
chin.
Like last year, I hit 261 and I'm only 5'8". So that's pretty heavy, relatively speaking. I tend to get pretty fat in the off season. Not disgusting. I still have shape. Here, let me see if I can let me pull the picture up for the people here on the podcast. They
Bust
can
out
see
the
it.
chin.
This picture, I can't even look at this picture because it makes my eyes water. That's a big face.
It's like a swollen watermelon.
I can't even see my eyes. So yeah, a big goal of mine is I don't need to get that out of shape. That's a lot of water retention too, obviously. But so my goal is to kind of keep the conditioning I'm at now. I can afford to get a little heavier if I need to, but I want to kind of stay where I'm at here. This is a really good off-season look. Um, it's good for insulin sensitivity, and it's also good for building muscle too. So what I've never done in the past, which I'm going to try to do this year, is I want to rotate in little bouts of like hit cardio, maybe like once or twice a week. So like right now, I'm still doing 20 minutes of cardio 4 to 5 times a week. Um, Once in a while, I think I'm going to rotate into like hit cardio once or twice a week on top of the so it's still 4 sessions total, but just to keep my cardiovascular system up to par. I think we've talked about that before, where like, for instance, I get out of if I'm going to squat, sometimes I can tend to get out of breath prior to like my muscle failure.
Yeah.
So that'll help keep that. It'll help ramp the metabolism up a little bit, keep things kind of keep the body guessing a little bit. And I'm also going to I would like to institute some carb cycling later on. So like as I continue to grow and gain some weight and gain a little bit of body fat, 'cause it's inevitable. There's no way I'm not going to gain body fat throughout this process. If anyone's in an off season, you're going to continue to gain some body fat typically throughout as you continue to grow. Um,
People, you
there's no
got to
way.
get tough.
Yeah, nobody's efficient enough to just keep a certain conditioning throughout the entire year and gain just plain, straight mass. So I'm going to institute some carb cycling where, as I start to get a little fatter, eventually I will throttle back on the carbs, cut the carbs back maybe by as great as like, 50%, 60%, 40 to 50%, and try that out for, 2, 3, 4 weeks just to kind of get that insulin sensitivity back so I can keep the pumps in the gym and keep the nutrients going where they need to go as well.
It's not a bad idea, and that's actually bring up a good point. And this is something I've done to myself and a few people, others. Is a lot of people think carb cycling is for just dieting, for just cutting weight. You can very effectively use carb cycling in an off season to put on mass, put on muscle. It's kind of done in a little reverse method where your high day is not 150, 200 grams. It's more about 600, 800 grams.
Yeah.
But these are tools at your disposal that you can use when coaching yourself to realize, you know what, today I'm just going to do a high carb day, or you plan it out yourself. You kind of go by feeling and instinct.
Yep.
And that's actually, that's my most effective way for my own self to grow. Is I'll do maybe like on a Monday and Tuesday, I'll do no carbs just to give my digestive system a nice break. Then just go straight into it with 500 to 600 grams of carbs. Then stick around 200 till the weekend. Then Saturday go real high again, and then just restart.
You do this right now?
No, not right now. No, I'm actually about to start playing around and trying to put mass back on. That my addition's wrapping up. I'm not going to be as busy, so
Yeah.
I'll have the time to eat more food, work out better, stuff like that. And that's something that I'll even maybe probably I'd say within the next 2 weeks I'm going to start it. And I'll even put all my stuff up here, how much I weigh, all that stuff, and I'll say what I'm doing, all that, and we'll go over everything.
So that's a pretty cool idea. Maybe we should do that. Let's if you are comfortable with it, why don't we and we can do this with myself too. We can just have a whole episode dedicated to this, right? Where we put up a starting point for us, which will be those current update photos. And then we can talk on what we want to do with the diet and what we think we need to bring up in terms of like a balanced physique for bodybuilding if you were to compete.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, we can do
like
that.
almost essentially we would do it with ourselves as how we would take on like a new client. Like if you were a new client coming to yourself, right? What would you do with your diet and what would you tell yourself to improve on and build, and what exercise would you tell yourself to do to bring up those parts of the physique that you need to bring up?
Yeah, that's definitely something we can do, and I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in that too.
Yeah.
And especially considering that it's both of us are kind of at a point where we're far from our peaks. I've lost 25, 30 pounds in 5, 6 months, and a
Wow.
lot of it's been muscle. Just because I went from eating. I can't remember how many calories I was eating, but I was eating a solid 6, 7 meals a day to where now it's more like 4.
Yeah.
That's eating 2 protein shakes.
Hmm.
I work 10 hours at my normal job. I come home. I work 4 hours a night on my addition, weekends.
Yeah.
Gym's like 30 minutes. I get in there and I'm just like, all right, yeah, fuck this. I'm going back to work. Yeah,
So yeah, your
great,
priority,
great,
man. So you
great
dropped
example.
like 20 to 25 pounds.
Yeah,
Wow.
easy.
Okay.
Last,
So that'd
last
be
I
that'd be
looked,
perfect.
last I looked, I was 212, and around the summer I was around 231, 232.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I was closer to 240. I'm sorry. I think I was like 238. I'd have to look because I know I have a picture from around that time, and I was about 238.
Yeah. How tall are you? 6 foot?
Now this is a question I that are
How tall are
six
you?
two,
6 foot? 6'2". Okay.
about 6'1.5", 6'2". Yeah.
Yep.
Now this is a question I got for you because it happened to me yesterday. Um, so I get to the gym. I'm about to do legs. I warm up, get everything going. I do 2 sets of leg curls. That's all I had in me. My boss called me from work. Had to go into work. Do you consider that an off day? Like how would that register to you? Because I'm even thinking to myself because I've never had this issue where I'm like 2 sets in, oh, got to go to work.
Were they so when you say 2 sets in, were they two like warm-up sets in, or were you two working sets?
Working sets. Like I did all my warm ups, got everything going.
Working.
I started with leg curls. I did 2 sets
Yeah,
and
no,
had to
I'd
go.
still count it as an off day. I
Yeah,
would
because
next time I went to the gym for legs, like if you had to take that as an off day and you're gonna train leg the next day, I would just start with like extensions instead.
that's exactly what I did. I just didn't do any hamstring movements today.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of inverted leg press, which for me, man, kills my hamstrings, man. Whew, I love that.
Vertical?
Yeah,
You guys got a vertical press down
I
there?
love. Yeah, I
Dude, our
love that
gym
machine,
just
man.
sold it.
Dude, it will humble the hell out of you. Like I've seen people put 2 or 3 plates on it. And they're like, oh, what the fuck? I can't move it.
No, it's fucking heavy, dude. It's heavy. I
Yeah,
think the most. So we had a nice one in our gym. It was old school streamlines of the company. Loved it, dude. It blew the quads up like no other press. Um, but I could only do like my first time on it, like 3 plates. I was like, holy shit. So I think the
mhm.
most I ever got up to was like 5 plates and a quarter on that thing, and that's heavy. That's super heavy.
Dude, I think I did. I didn't go super heavy this week, but a couple weeks ago I did 5 plates and I about shit myself. I was like, this is fucking heavy, man. I
Yeah,
can't do it.
it takes you by surprise. You can't. It's not like a normal leg press for every. I think I can speak for pretty much every guy. You go up in increments of 2 plates typically. Like what
Yeah.
as you're warming up. So I start with 2 plates, go to 4 plates, 6 plates, 8 plates, 10 plate. You know what I mean? And then maybe you put on like a single plate here and there. But typically you go up by 2 plates. On a vertical press, you're not going up by 2 plates. You're going up by a quarter or a plate every time.
It's more equivalent to squatting. Like
Yeah.
you're not making these big jumps.
No.
But and in honesty, it's not far off in the feeling of the legs as a squat. It blows the hell out of your quads. And
Mhm.
at least for me, man, my ass, I'll be walking funny tomorrow.
Your ass, right?
And it'll be my ass.
Yeah, for me, it's weird, man, because it destroys my quads and glutes, but my hamstrings stay at it for the most part. It's weird. I don't know how it
Yeah.
really
It's
translates, but yeah, no, I
yeah.
love
And
the
it,
front
of course,
press.
it hits the hamstrings a touch, but my ass and quads tomorrow. Oh, I ain't looking forward to work.
Yeah. Um, what else was I gonna bring up? You trained legs today. Oh man. So I think we talked a couple weeks ago. I started squatting again, and I was doing pretty good. So the main reasons previously why I stopped squatting were my knees were getting really bad, which I have my knees under control now for the most part. And then additionally, I would get crazy bicep pain, right? So your bicep tendon inserts up on in your clavicle area here, and it goes through that bicipital groove, which is it's a little hole. Your tendon goes through it, and I was having problems. My all of us our external rotation is bad, and so when I load the bar up and then you have to externally rotate that far, it was causing extreme bicep pain all through down my whole arm. And even it was kind of going into my forearm and hands a little bit too. Um, but mainly it was right in this whole area, right around like my brachioradialis area, would be inflamed so bad that I like benching, curling, rowing, everything afterwards would be pretty much impossible to do because I'd be in so much pain. Um, So I started doing a little bit more stretching prior to going and training legs. Like even I would do like 2 or 3 days in advance of leg day. I'd start stretching a little bit more, and I thought I was doing good. And so I was, I was working back up to 350. I was taking it very slow. And I think the heaviest I got 3 weeks goes up to 365, which is 3 plates and a quarter, not that bad. Um, and I went to bench like the following day, and my arms were killing me again. I was like, son of a bitch, dude. I was like, I cannot win with the squat. It's just, it keeps beating me. So I'm back to not squatting again, which sucks. Um, my gym has a squat safety bar that's not as aggressive as most of them usually are. And I think it has to do with the bar ends, right? Most squat safety bars come out and it drops down to a 90, and then you have the sleeves again. This one kind of comes down at a 45, and something about it, it takes the pressure off the upper back. Because usually the problem I have with the squat safety bar is with that 90-degree bend, and then you're holding the bars in front of you, the weight is kind of sitting forward a little bit, and so it really makes you want to hunch over. So you gotta use it. It's a lot of traps and scapula to keep yourself up. This bar is super comfortable, and you feel like it's just a regular bar with the way it's made. I don't know. I need to find that bar.
Is it similar to what a Buffalo bar is?
So what is it? A Buffalo, Ruffalo? What is it? Buffalo?
Buffalo bar is basically, just imagine a dumbass deadlifting 2,000 pounds on a bar and it bends. That's basically a
Yeah.
Buffalo bar.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they're power lifters love using those mostly because they're very comfortable. Because I mean, yeah, think a power lifter, 350-pound power lifter, he can't get his arms up on a standard bar. So yeah, but Buffalo bars are real effective. I've used one years ago. I haven't used one recently, but I remember they were pretty good.
So is it pre-bent, or is it just very flimsy?
I think it's more just very flimsy.
Okay. I'm not sure how that would still help though, because the bar, I'd still have to get my arms all the way back there, I feel like.
But you also looked at, instead of being up here with your shoulders, the bar's further down, so you don't have as high to go and pinch. Because that's always been my problem too. Is when I get too big, is getting under the bar. I can't reach. I have the
Yeah.
worst mobility with my elbows. I can't
Yeah.
reach back.
Yeah.
So that's when I get real big, I just can't do it.
Okay. I'll try to see if someone has one around here to try it out. I know there's a good gym around here. Um, Lightning Fitness. It's a powerlifting gym. He's got every single kind of bar in there. So maybe I'll take a trip down there one day and try it out. I need to buy something because I want to be able to squat. And it's frustrating because my biggest goals this off season for like building the physique is adductors and then back. But I just think that the best way to build your adductors is wide stance, deep, heavy squats. If I can't do that, I'm not going to get that leg density that I need on the inner thigh. I can do. I thought last year I was doing really well with pressing and being smart about it and activating the adductors, but it still just didn't give me that density that I can get with squats. I don't think anything
Yeah,
can really replace it.
it's funny. It reminded me when you just said that, the wide stance. I remember there was a girl that she used to go to Crunch when we went there. I don't remember her name one bit. Maybe Michelle or Sarah. So I don't know. But she was one of your OCB pros. Um, and she was doing super wide stance Smith machine squat.
You talking about, was she one of my trainers?
I think she was for a very short period. Has a big tattoo on her down her back.
Yeah. I know. I won't say her name right here, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I remember
We
she
thought
was
she
doing.
had glute implants, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
almost positive she did too, man.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I remember seeing her doing these Smith machine squats, super fucking wide, and toes pointed at 90-degree angle outward.
Mm-hmm.
And she posted the video to Facebook one day saying that she was working on her outer sweep, doing that. I was like, what? Like,
It's
I actually
completely
questioned
the
myself.
opposite.
Yeah, I actually had to question myself. Like, am I seeing this right? Like,
You read something so stupid that you actually question your own self, right?
yeah, yeah, it happens because like it was so confident of a post of
Yeah.
what she was saying. Like, she is right.
Yep.
Fuck, do I need to go brush up on some books real quick?
Dude, I'm such a what's the word I'm trying to think of? Such a cynical prick, dude, when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, here's the thing, like with Instagram and stuff, shit. Like, I don't comment on many people's stuff. I don't even like a lot of people's stuff on there. More of a ghost in a sense on Instagram, kind of
Yeah,
just clicking on people. But I follow so many people that like, and the only reason I follow them is just to like criticize what they're talking about or what they're doing. And I'm like, so many times I see people like writing educational posts, just trying to throw stuff out there and make it seem like they're smart. And I'm like, you guys are, it's so backwards, dude. Like your whole train of thought is so backwards on anatomy and how it's the muscles don't work like that.
I was telling someone the other day that like half the people I follow on Instagram are just for like my humor.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the drama in their life that they bring public, or the stupidity, the stuff they do and say, is
yep.
my humor. That's why I'm friends with them.
Yeah, it's such an internal dilemma because on one side of me, I'm like, it makes me so angry to see it, and I'm angry that like they're giving this knowledge out to people that are now doing the wrong thing. On the other end, I'm like, but I can't let go of it because it's so comical at the same time.
It's a train wreck. You're not going to look away.
Yeah,
You know, I must say they have to keep it up. If they go 2 weeks without making me laugh, I got to get rid of them.
they you gotta they gotta meet a quota of stupidity. Oh,
But that's how a lot of it is on social media. I mean, a good example is someone that a client of mine mutually know. I actually saw him for the first time in the gym today. This guy was taking more selfies than drunk girls at like a nightclub bathroom. I mean, it was unreal. The guy had to weigh. He was tall. He's about my height, about 6'1", 6'2",
mhm.
maybe 155. And taking pictures of his abs and all this, I'm like, dude, you're 155. Like, if I was 155, I'm gonna think I have AIDS.
I don't know, man. People think
You
they
don't have abs at 155.
people. Let's talk about that for a quick second, man. People have and I'm not trying to be a dick, but people have some extremely high levels of confidence. And I know we're in the generation where you need to feel good about yourself, but and I'll just say it, man, there's a lot of girls that are pretty heavy set wearing sports bras and high waisted pants. There's plenty of dudes that are either heavy set, are super skinny, that are wearing tank tops. And I'm like, how do these people like, I am uncomfortable in the gym in a tank top. Like you won't catch me in the gym in a tank top ever. I wear the baggiest clothes. I don't want to be like I still don't feel like I don't care how big I am or how ripped I am. I still don't feel like I deserve to be able to show off what I have. You know what I mean? I feel inferior about it. I don't know how these people have the confidence level to go
You
out
know,
there and show it all off.
you said you won't be a dick, but I will. It's got to stop. Like, all right, I get if you're proud of your body from where you came from. You know, it gives you confidence to take the pictures, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's no need for you to post you twerking in the fucking gym locker room saying, "Ooh, it was arm day," and you're just showing your ass, or you're 150 pounds and you're fucking lifting your shirt for a selfie and talking about chest day and this. You're grow some fucking muscle. You're 150 pounds. When you're above 190 and you have abs, then you can fucking post it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you're a female, if you've lost a substantial amount of weight and you want to show it off, go for it. More power to you. But there's no need for you to be fucking twerking in a goddamn locker room saying it's arm day. Like, get over yourself on that bullshit.
Oh man, dude. Another one kind of in line with
It's
it.
not ridiculous.
What's
Was
that?
it? Was it? It was either you. It was me and do you remember Dean, Big Dean from One Life?
Yeah, not Big Dean
He
anymore
went to
though.
Crunch.
He's like small Dean
Oh,
now.
he's not big. He ain't that big anymore?
No, I saw
Really?
his girl posted something on Instagram the other day, which he barely ever posts. And he happened to be in the picture and he just looks like a normal dude now.
Damn, something must have
Yeah.
happened.
Because he was
I
huge.
remember me and him. We had been drinking. We were at his house, and we took one of those selfies where like the girls twist and turn their butt out and
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We took that, and I think I have the picture still. I'll try and find it. If I do, I'll post it actually.
yeah.
But I meant to post it, but I never did. But we did that just to mock like how girls will sit there and do that. And like I said, don't take anything against it if you're doing it because of confidence and all that. But when you're already in shape and you literally just show your ass every day on Instagram, you're doing it for attention. That's all it is. That's strictly all
That's
it is.
yeah. Instagram has empowered people and I don't want to say think they're better than they are, but to try to convince people that they're better than they are. Like everyone thinks they need to be an influencer. Everyone thinks they need to be an educator, but at the same time, they're only doing it for attention. Like most of the people I follow that post like you want to call them educational posts or like instructional video, like they're not doing it for the true aspect or for like the true intentions of helping others. They're doing it to like show off and say like, hey, I know what I'm doing. You know, it's just yeah, the whole idea of it's just it annoys me nowadays.
Well, that's Instagram. That's why I follow half the people I follow is just like those girls that show their butts. It's I don't follow them just because they're showing their butt. I follow them because they look like complete fools. So that's my humor.
Yeah, yeah,
When I see them post that, and then the next day they post about like that night they went out to the club and ate all this pizza. Then for 3 days they're like, "Oh, I'm feeling so bad and depressed, but I had a good workout. Here's my butt." It's like,
yeah,
and yep, we're back to the humor side that I enjoy.
yep, yep. Dude, I saw some guy recently, and I he's local. I followed him forever, and the last like 2 years, it's just gone out of control. And it was the exact same, you know, it was the exact same thing we've been talking about. The only reason I've been following him is because it's comical. Um, and I finally had to pull the trigger on unfollowing the other day because I just he posted something that I just could not. It just it just drove me mad, dude. He posted like let's call it on like a Monday. He was like, "Oh, I haven't worked out in like 2 weeks." And this kid has he's got a pretty good natural physique. Um, he's got some pretty he's natural 100%. Very good physique for that, and he's pretty big. A very I would say a very genetically gifted athlete all around, right? So he posts up on like a Monday, like, oh, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks, blah, 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 blah. On like a Saturday or a Sunday, I think it was a Sunday actually, he then posted up the beginning of it said, oh, shit, hold on, let me think. It said, work hard in all caps, said, work harder than me. I dare you. And then he wrote, I've been getting up between 5 and 6 a.m. every day this week to get in my cardio in the morning, and then I lift later on. And I was like, you know, first of all, you said work harder than me, and you just told me that you didn't work at all for 2 weeks straight. Second of all, since when is getting up between 5 and 6 like an achievement in life? 99% of the country gets up between 5 and 6 to go to work every day. Like that is no achievement, dude. My dog wakes up earlier than that because that's when I get up. Like I've been getting up at five
Oh,
to
dude,
six for the last fucking 15 years.
yeah, my alarm's set for 4:30, and I swear to you, my dog like knows
Yeah.
at 4:20, 4:25, that bitch is waking me up. I'm like, dog, 5 more minutes. Come on, please. 5 minutes, me and her just arguing back and forth about me telling her to get back in bed and her saying,
Yes.
motherfucker, feed me. And
Uh-huh.
it's hell. But
Yeah.
did you feel bad that you following him, that you now lost that humor out of your life?
No, dude, you know what? So here's the other thing too. And like same thing with like Phil Viz. For the longest time I was following him for that reason, just so I could like after I ended our agreement, I continued to follow him because like I purposely wanted to get myself mad about reading his posts and like how idiotic they were and how much of like a fake he was. And once I finally pulled the trigger to follow him, like it was like an immediate, like I felt clean. It was a cleanse. I cleansed my soul of that of that fucking idiocracy. And then same thing with this kid.
I
Like
know.
I followed it. I was like, you know what, dude, I'm not even mad that I'm missing out on this stupidity anymore. It just feels better not to fucking see it.
Yeah, see, someone like Viz, that's like the type of guy where like I go to unfollow and I'm like, you know what, let me give him another week. I've had that with some people, like even like complete nobody, just the average person that goes to the same gym I do. I'm like, yeah, now you're just irritating me. You're not humorous to me anymore. But I'll give you one more week. It's like it's like putting them on expulsion or something. So you got one more week to get your shit up.
Oh man, I'm starting to cut them loose because I can't take it. There's a few that I follow, but like I'll unfollow. Like you have the option on Instagram to not like all right, so like you follow people, right? But you have the option to like unfollow their posts. So like I won't see certain people's posts, but I'll still see their stories. Like their posts trigger me enough where I'm angry at them and I don't want to see it, but I still want to see their videos. Or I'll like unfollow them completely and I'll let my buddy still send me like the idiotic posts in like the message.
But It's sad because like I'm literally the worst when it comes to social media. So like I don't know how to like do any of the shit you just said. I
Yeah.
just go straight. No, fuck this. I've had enough. Like you're no longer bringing humor to my life.
But if you knew, you would do it.
Oh, if I knew, yeah, I would. Dude, I had a friend teach me about a year and a half ago how to create a story on Instagram. I didn't know how to do it.
I know you
Like,
do
dude,
know how to do it because I put up the stories to like ask questions, and then you'll like screenshot it and put it up, but like there won't be you can't answer the question on there.
yeah, I don't know how to fucking do it. I'm bad, dude, when it comes to that shit. I'm real bad.
Oh man. All right, dude. We're
That's just
gonna.
like
What's that?
I'm real big in like sports memorabilia, buying it, selling it, whatever.
Yeah, I
I
was
just
gonna tell
I just
behind you.
discovered. Oh yeah, I just discovered about a month ago about the hidden folder on Facebook on like the messages from people like you're not friends with.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
I just offers for stuff that I still fucking have.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, and I completely missed the boat on it, or like something I'm interested in. A guy will make me an offer. And I'm like, fuck, man, I wish I'd have seen this. I
Yeah.
just discovered that about a month ago.
Um. Yeah, I got some funny stories about hidden messages in there, but not for here.
No,
I'll tell you
other
another
time.
time. But all right, man, I'm gonna cut it early tonight because we got on here a little bit late, and we'll call it due to a bodybuilder issue because you got to eat your meal. So no, man, good comeback podcast. So yeah, I think that'll be a good topic to do. I don't know if you want to do it next week or in the next coming weeks, but if you're not ready, we can do it with mine next week too. It'd be a cool topic to start coming up
Yeah,
with.
we'll
Just
figure
give
out what we'll
people
do
a
next
good
week.
insight on like how we actually would approach structuring someone's diet and telling them how to uh, and what to train in the gym.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
All right, brother. Good podcast,
All right,
man. We'll talk next week.